I hope you keep all of this in there.
I definitely will not. All right, who knows? We'll see. Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all of the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk. I'm joined, as always, by my brother Bill. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Yo, 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 yo. How y'all doing? How y'all doing out there? That's my tagline. Yo, 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 yo. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, what's happening? What's happening? I do that all the time now. I do it. I used to do it all the time more. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing it back. Yo, 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 yo. What's happening, you motherfuckers? I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Fuck you to the subscribers who unsubscribed. And if you unsubscribe right now, please don't. Please just don't do it. Just wait. Wait till next week. We're gonna do better.
At least wait until the October is over, or wait till November's over. Wait until you stop thinking about it, and it'll just be one of those mini channels you're subscribed to, and you forget to unsubscribe,
right?
Even though you don't watch the videos anymore,
right? But always watch the videos. We love y'all. We appreciate all y'all who watch and comment.
Yeah.
And wait a minute, what's his name? Random internet guy.
Random internet guy.
I am hilarious. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad somebody out here is paying attention.
So yeah, shout outs to random internet guy. Shout outs to Adam. Shout outs to Tammy. Shout outs to Morgan.
I met Prim Hood movie the other day.
Oh yeah, shout outs to
Prim Hood Cinema. Shout outs to Prim. Shout outs to everybody.
This is our new segment called Shout Outs.
Shout outs. Boom, we got friends. We know people. And you too can get shouted out if you leave a comment right now.
Leave a comment.
But let me ask you a question, Alex.
Yeah, what's up?
How are you doing?
Oh, I am doing.
Nobody gives a shit. And let me ask you a real serious question.
What's up?
Can we talk about what we're talking about?
Let's talk about what we're talking about. Today we're talking about Andor episode 4 and 5, the newest Star Wars show on Disney Plus. What are your initial thoughts on these last 2 episodes?
I love them. Way better than the first 2.
We're using the L word.
I love them compared to the story is, it's not, maybe people may not find it as good as I find it, these last 2 episodes especially. This fucking dog back here, he didn't fucking agree either. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I shouldn't even say what I'm about to say,
He said, fuck that shit. But he's a known Star Wars hater, so he's not, he wouldn't get it. So.
He's a Star Trek guy. He's not really into it. But so anyway, I liked the episodes. I just see it more of like a 007, like a grungy 007 show. You know what I'm saying? Like, then I do like, it's Star Wars. I'm not really looking at it like Star Wars.
Right.
I mean, they got little Star Wars Easter eggs, you know what I mean? But I don't really look at it that way. I really didn't look at Rogue One like that either. Like, It wasn't really, it was like a story about the rebellion. It wasn't a story about the Skywalkers, which is essentially, that's the story. That's the Star Wars story.
Right.
The Skywalker saga.
Well, yeah, like this is definitely a very interesting part of that. It doesn't feel like Star Wars, though it does feel like we're still in that world, because like it doesn't.
I'm sorry, you said it. I'm sorry when you say it doesn't feel like Star Wars. It sounds like you actually touched Star Wars, and I mean, for some reason I immediately
doesn't feel.
I immediately just thought like, did you ask Star Wars if you could touch them?
So it's got weird grooves in it. It's got like, it's all bumpy.
Did Star Wars know you were gonna touch Star Wars like that? But sorry, continue. It's not like Star Wars.
But yeah, it's not like Star Wars. It's more like it looks. I mean, it feels like Star Wars, but it doesn't look like Star Wars. If that makes any sense. Like, the way that they talk about the world, it feels very rich. They talk about these wars or these planets and these battles, and it just feels very lived in, and it feels very tactile. Like there's a lot of practical sets, and Susanna White is directing her ass off in these last 2 episodes. A lot of really great shots.
Oh, Susanna, won't you cry for me? I'm coming back to Tatooine with a banjo on my knee.
Very nice. But but yeah, like I did really like these last two episodes too. It's kind of it's slow. I mean, like, or like as far as like it doesn't have like a huge action sequences, but I really like that. It feels kind of like that.
Right. See?
You know, feels...
You loved it too, you fucking weirdo. Nerd.
No. Yeah, I really, really liked it. And
your girlfriend gonna get mad if you say you loved it? You don't know, you scared?
No, my girlfriend
you're scared. You're afraid.
I mean, no, I just really like.
You're afraid to love, Alex. Everybody knows it. The whole drunk Banthas family knows it.
But yeah, let's talk about what we're talking about. Let's get into episodes 4 and 5.
Well, what happens in episode 4? I forget.
Well, you know, this is right after Cassian is like escaped with Skarsgård. I refuse to remember his name. We're just gonna call him Skarsgård.
Who?
The older dude who recruits.
I got you.
Cassian.
Commander Skarsgård.
But he convinces him to join the crew, basically paying him like something around 200,000 credits in the form of this little kyber crystal.
Exactly 200,000 credits and a down payment on $30,000 kyber crystal.
Not bad. He said, yeah, it's funny because the dude in the second in episode 5 was like, this is like worth $30,000. In episode 4, Skarsgård was like, don't let anybody get don't sell it for less than 50,000. It's like, sorry, this guy, he knows some shit, but he don't know some shit.
Yeah, he knows some shit, but he broke ass nigga. That's what that is. You broke, nigga. See, you a broke ass nigga. That's how I know you broke. That's what Andor should have said to him. Yeah, see, nigga, that's how I know you broke, nigga. Because you don't even know what the fuck that is for real, bro. I can get 60 for that, bitch. If I don't, bruh, I can get 60 for that.
And I did like that touch because it would have been very weird if he said the exact same number. It was like, this is worth 50,000 on the nose, like on the street.
If they're gonna do that, they might as well just put old dude's voice, dub old dude's voice in it after. This is worth 50,000.
Yeah, right. This is worth 50,000. This is worth Mr. Black.
I was about to say you should have just did it. It's actually funnier.
I was like, yeah, I might as well just do it. But yeah, like he recruits him. The woman who's in charge of the rebel crew,
who's really
I'm
like
sure
a
his
kid.
daughter. Yeah, it's his daughter, right? The way he's talking to her.
I don't know, nigga. You are very assuming.
It kind of felt that way when she was
felt that way. But I told you about feeling on stuff, man. You gotta ask people for permission.
When she was looking over to the side, she was like when he was explaining stuff to her, he was like, "Look at me when I'm talking to you." That stuff felt like a very dad thing to do.
I mean, he's basically the leader of this rebellion, obviously, though. So, if dad or
That's
not,
true. It could just be like a. Yeah.
And why would he want his daughter out there doing all this crazy shit, man? Ain't nobody out there doing that shit with their crazy on their daughter, man. This shit crazy, man. Man, you crazy, man. Hey, man, you know what, man? You crazy.
I like got to see Mon Mothma. What did you think of seeing Mon Mothma again?
Who?
She was
nigga,
in
nerd.
She was she was in A New Hope for like a second.
Who? Nigga, who is she in this? Nigga, what are you talking about?
And in this movie, yeah, she's the senator who's like also conspiring with Skarsgård, Colonel Skarsgård.
She was in New Hope?
Yeah, she was in New Hope.
This lady?
Not this actress, but it was this character.
Oh man, I was like, she was 16 years old when A New Hope came out, nigga, baby.
But this actress was in the prequels playing the same character.
Oh, okay, talk about it. Okay, look.
And I think she was in Rogue One.
I watched Star Wars, especially, man. I watch Star Wars, but I just don't be watching like. I don't be keeping up like that, boy. That was crazy what you just said, boy. You said she was in New Hope, nigga. I thought, damn, this bitch look good. This a bitch is a vampire.
They did get if you go back and look at the actress
she
who
looked
played
very
her,
similar. She's probably her daughter.
Very, very similar. That's very possible.
That's how it works in Hollywood, people.
Nepotism.
It's a word created in Hollywood. Nepotism.
But yeah, it was interesting seeing her woven into this because we don't really ever we only see her as like this very elegantly dressed military person in in movies once the rebellion pops off.
Spoiler alert: she's not gonna die.
Yeah, she's gonna stay around. But it's cool to see her on this side with this very cool spy show with politics woven in there as well.
Nah, let's back up. Let's back up because they did promise politics and espionage. There ain't been no politics. We've been to Coruscant. We haven't been to a senator's meeting. You know, we've seen military still, but we haven't seen like real like politics. We hadn't seen nobody. We haven't seen her interact with any other senators. She was supposed to have a party with a whole bunch of people. We didn't even get to see that. She canceled it.
Yeah, the only real politics that we see is just more implied with the conversations with her and her husband. Like, you know, she talks about how like the people that he's inviting to the dinner are all like what the atrocities that they've committed against other species and races throughout the galaxy. And, you know, we see them, like, tiff a little bit on these political differences, but we don't really... Yeah, you're right. We don't see her, like, in the, like, whatever Senator Hall that's with the floating...
It's because I have destroyed that place. There is no need for meetings when I'm the Emperor.
Yeah, that's why we haven't seen the Senate, because he is the Senate.
Because I am the Senate. And I shall rule. You know when he does that weird thing? I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? Why did you do that? But why are you talking like that, though? You didn't used to talk like that. Why are you talking like that now?
I feel like that's his real voice, and every time he talks like that, he's got to conceal it. He's like, I am the Senate. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm the Republic.
Excuse me. Let me use this lazy voice. Sorry. I'm sorry. There's British people really mad right now. There's some British people going, what the fuck was that? Hey, man. Heavy Spoilers is watching this right now. Motherfucking Paul is watching this. He's going, hey, there's one shit accent right there. What the fuck? What the fuck, man?
You know, it's funny. Like this, I was gonna say that this show is very, at least on the bad guy side, is very British. It's just like,
bro, what's not British about? It seemed like everybody was British in Star Wars except fucking the main characters.
Yeah, like it seems like like other than the good guys are American. Bad guys are British, like in the New Hope.
No, and I'm talking about like a New Hope.
Yeah, no, I'm saying a New Hope. Yeah, like Han, Carrie,
Obi-Wan,
Leia. Oh yeah, Obi-Wan was British. Yeah.
Okay.
I forget because he was only there for a bit, but yeah, you're
Yoda.
Right.
He's clearly British. Did you hear the accent?
Northern.
From the north.
From the north. But yeah, it's like so staunch and stifling, and the way that people talk to each other, like they're very British, like cutting ribs. It just feels very like a British drama. It feels, I don't know. Like
when I watch shows like this, like, and I watch shows like Game of Thrones, I'll be like, some of these got to be fake actors. Where they find all these goddamn British people? Ain't no way in hell they just got all the British people. It's all the goddamn British actors. There's some British shows and some British movies just not getting made because this niggas, all the British people is right here on set. My lord.
Well, it's funny because like, you know, there people talk a lot about like the British invasion, about how all these, you know, you get all these British actors who come in, they do American accents and they wow these casting directors. And, you know, having more British actors playing American accents, which I don't want to get into the politics of whether that's true or not. But
I would like to interview a casting director and ask them like about that, like because
that'd be interesting.
Is that what's actually happening, or are these actors just better actors than some of these lazy ass Americans who think everything's supposed to come their way? Right. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm very curious what because like there's definitely there's some British actors out there who do great American accents, like Florence Pugh, and then there's some people out here who can't do an American accent to save their lives, and they keep getting cast for some reason.
What do you think about the first Latino accent in Star Wars here?
Yeah, it is cool having Cassian there, and I forget the actress. I mean, the character who played, or the actress who was his best friend on Ferrix in the first.
But they didn't have they had British accents. I'm talking about this nigga got a Mexican. No, this nigga got a Mexican accent.
No, I'm talking about the Latina person who was his best friend on Ferrix, like who was sleeping with old dude.
That was his ex-girlfriend, nigga. You crazy?
I mean, his ex-girlfriend, but they're best friends now.
That was his buyer, his supplier. It's my supplier.
Well, in a world like Andor's, the supplier is your best friend. And I just turned that around.
She might have been Latina. She ain't had no accent. I'm talking about, what do you think about the first? We're talking about accents. What do you think about the first Latino accent in the history of Star Wars? It's right here, right now. It's a Mexican dude. I think he's Mexican. I don't know. He might not be Mexican. He played a Mexican dude on TV one time. And he's on here. He ain't changing his voice. I ain't asking him to do an English accent or anything. You know what I'm saying? What do you think?
It's cool. Like, yeah, that's one of the things I really liked about Rogue One is like, you have Diego Luna is the actor playing Cassian Andor. He's doing his own accent. You got Donnie Yen, and I forget the actor who played like this more samurai actor, the Asian dude. But yeah, everybody's just like using their normal accents, and they're not putting on. They're not asking Donnie Yen to put on his accent even more. Everybody's just talking like they talk, including like what we were saying about in Halo, how they have all these black British actors stifling their accent for some reason. Just let that black British accent come out, homie. I like it.
Yeah, let that black come out, bruv. Let it come out, bruv.
Yeah, everybody just sounds natural, and I really like it.
Do you understand what I'm talking about? Oh, sorry, that was my Hartfoot. That was the black Hartfoot dude. Go on in.
Yeah, I love that dude.
I'll be coming with you. I'll be coming with you. Oh man, that was good.
But yeah, speaking of the group, once Andor gets into the group, he starts meeting everybody. Just chock full of great actors.
It was a great meeting. Everybody loved everybody. Yeah. They got along. They did a dance. It was like
everybody got along with everybody except for the stealing and the knives put to each other's throats.
Everybody loved rebellion. Oh wait, no, none of that shit happened. They hated this nigga. Like, what? We gonna kill this nigga in his sleep. Then we gonna see what the bitch say. We gonna see what she can say about that.
Yeah, they definitely did a really good job of showing the intensity. Like one character falls asleep on the watch, and the other dude's like, if you were, doing rebellion shit with Saw Gerrera, he would have killed you just for fun, just because you fell asleep.
That's because Forrest Whitaker don't play that shit.
Yeah, and I think he's supposed to be on this show.
Rumors.
I think I saw him on a poster.
Rumors.
That'd be fucked up if they put him on a poster just to be like, psych.
Nigga, hey, you never know, bro. They told us we was gonna get all kind of shit all the time, and sometimes it don't happen.
I could see them doing like what they did with the Force Awakens, having him at the end, like they did with Luke.
Yeah, nigga gonna be at the cutscene.
Yeah,
the last episode.
And they introduced the Saw Gerrera series, new on Disney Plus this fall.
The Black Panther. That way you go. I don't know why Saw Gerrera will sound like that.
That's just the accent he does in every movie now.
I just don't. You got to do your Forrest Whitaker has to be like stuttering, but you have to be like, you have to be quiet. But you're a big motherfucker and you got a big ass voice. Work on it.
What did you think of we do get to know some of the characters a little bit, and then we dive back into, well, not until episode 5 do we dive into the first guy. He wasn't an Imperial.
Man, I'm sorry. I was really hoping you weren't gonna say that. You said stuff. People, if I don't know if the camera was on me at the time, but like you said, the dive in to, and I was just like, oh, yeah, the first guy. We just gonna dive into the first guy. We just gonna dive into him. Your pauses are very odd. I can't wait till we cover Archer. We gotta have phrasing in this motherfucker.
Okay. Not everything has to do with sex.
We just have to we have to have phrasing is all.
But yeah, what did you think of that first character as we dive into the analysis of this character?
Woo! Now that's language right there. That's English.
What did you think of like him and his mom? Like that whole weird thing.
Which kid?
Well, the Imperial guy who he has this vendetta against Cassian, and then he ends up getting demoted, moves in back with his mom, and we get like a bunch of weird scenes with him and his mom. What did you think of that?
I mean, until this makes sense, they should stop doing this. Like they should have less of this and make it move. And they got to get rid of this guy. I'm definitely going to be a season 2 because this guy has nothing to do with season 1. That's for goddamn sure.
Yeah, he's definitely going to come back. I weirdly really liked it because I liked the actress who played his mom a lot. Like and the dialogue between them was really good.
He didn't say hardly anything.
They went back and forth. Like
I mean, I've said she did most of the talking. Is what I'm saying. Like it was like
for sure.
It was a one-sided conversation. Every single time. I don't know. I don't think that is going to be as big of a like that. If in order for that to work, for that scene to work for me, there has to be a huge payoff at the end of this story. Like this kid can't just be like this nigga. Got to be like Darth Vader's assistant or something later. You know what I'm saying? Like he can't just like there's nothing there for me as far as meat and potatoes with the story. It doesn't stick to my bones.
Right. I feel that. It hasn't shown how it's going to tie into the rest of the story, which I'm sure it will. Otherwise, we wouldn't be following this dude. But I just really. I
say that we say that, but then there's shows like Game of Thrones or something like that just
that's true. Some people just forget about storylines.
Right? They
Remember
just
that
forget.
lady in the weird mask from Game of Thrones never came back.
It's like why were we doing? She never came back. So has so much information. Was a way better fire witch than Melisandre.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck Melisandre be saying, nigga, but
she.
That bitch was wrong every goddamn day, all the time.
Yeah, lady with the mask, she was getting dressed from the writers. But yeah,
George R. R. Martin was talking through her with telepathy.
I just really like the dialogue, and the way it was shot was like very Game of Thronesy in the sense that like the way and the way that this show seems to pay attention to framing and composition really shows like the power dynamics of the conversation, how it moves along in a very interesting way, more so than these shows that like focus more on the action pieces. And then and when you get a conversation shot or like scene, doesn't have the same dynamic visuals. So I really appreciate the way that this show was shot, even in those scenes that don't really seem to make any sense. I think that those, not taking anything away from anybody, but I think that those scenes are a matter of the environment that they have to shoot in, and then that becomes like essential to how they're able to make these beautiful shots. Like I don't think that they're set. Speaking, you said Game of Thrones, and like you're in such unique positions. You have to shoot all these horses. You got to shoot 100 men walking down or running down or walking down a trail. You got to do whatever it ends up being. Right.
It's not conventional Hollywood. We're on a studio set type things. Elements, humidity, fucking fog, everything, sunlight. It all becomes an obstacle when you're outside. And I think a lot of those shots are just that speaks to how good they are as far as making those shots work.
Right. Yeah, a lot of those outside shots and
wherever they shot this fucking gorgeous. We need to be better nerds, and we should know where this is.
Yeah,
because
we should look up. Well, I mean, it looks like they're going to be there for another 3 episodes or something.
At least another episode. At least one more.
Yeah, at least one more.
No, they gonna be there one more. You can't stay there for a whole nother episode. They got stolen gold. Nigga, they got to get them out of here. We got that bread. We got that bread, nigga.
No, I'm just joking. I was just
get that bread, get some head, and leave.
I was more teasing like how it's weird how much I like these last 2 shows considering how little has happened. Like, you know, it's not like they pulled off the.
That's why I said it's got to be 2 seasons of this show. I know I know you said that they want to be 5, and he was like, no. Why would you want to do that? Like, why would you want me to do that? Like, I mean, I mean, he's got to be my age or close to it, and like, ain't nobody trying to be throwing themselves on the ground and getting beat up all goddamn day for fun. Like, nigga, that ain't fun. I ain't 20.
Yeah, right.
Like, I mean, I know the paycheck look great, but my ACLs, I need them.
Yeah, ask fucking Pierce Brosnan about playing a role.
Break your goddamn collarbone to play James Bond, man. Fuck James Bond, man. I would have been like, man, fuck this goddamn job.
Apparently, Brendan Fraser also got fucked up during the Mummy movies.
Man, Brendan, I don't believe nothing you say no more.
You don't believe?
You know what I'm saying? Hey, Brendan, if you come on, Brendan Fraser, everybody, this is a call out to Brendan Fraser. I'm calling you out, brother.
Why you calling out Brendan?
Listen here, daddy. Brendan Fraser, let me tell you something. I'm the finest, I'm the prettiest that ever lived. And what I'm telling you right now, daddy, you want to come to Drunk Banthas, and I want to interview you. I want to know if all of this shit that what I hear in the streets about you is true. I heard you talking about the Drunk Banthas, and we're going to get this settled. We're going to get this settled right, and we're going to get this settled right now, daddy. You go ahead and go now.
Yeah, it does look like we're gearing up for a big old heist.
Yeah, so what'd you think about the whack ass story that old dude told about his brother in the trees?
Yeah, that was an interesting story. I was like, but that has nothing to do with.
Yeah, his shit fucked me up. I was like, man, you know, this is when I realized I'm watching kids TV when they do stupid shit like that, because all that did was tie back into him talking about the trees later on when he apologized. You know what I'm saying? Like, he told the first story about him getting tattooed as a kid.
Right.
And then talking about the axe.
Right.
Forgets, but the trees don't, and all this shit. And then they tied it back in. It was just so stupid. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't take us anywhere. They're not going to be closer because of this fucking experience. Like, they could have had a situation where, like, one of the fucking stormtroopers try to fucking kill them, and they end up having to kill this motherfucker together or something. I don't know. Like, right. I don't know. Like, they hate each other and then they love each other. We can find something better to do than this whack storyline. But that's what I'm just saying. Like, I that's when I step back and I go, hey, you're the one watching a children's show. So,
I mean, well, I don't think that it's necessarily childish to have things like have it like tie in. I did think that it was executed pretty poorly.
It was executed poorly because it was a terrible story. It was something that somebody came up with that they had very slim parameters in which they had to work in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell any death stories. You can't say die. You can't say this. You can't say. I'm just saying, you know, like, there are these little rules that these writers have in these writers' rooms in these types of shows.
Right.
Because we're on Disney Plus, man. You got, you know.
Well, I thought it was an interesting story. It just didn't have anything to do with like what was going on. Like, I would have I appreciated, like, you know, the knowing about these. It's like, oh, they're tree farmers. Oh, that's cool. I guess that makes sense because they're moisture farmers. But, you know, they don't have to explain all that shit. I like, you know, the fact that he's talking about like how the Empire, you know, they don't just kill people, they destroy ecosystems, and that causes people to kill themselves.
Yeah, but literally, in episode 4, the little blonde girl already explained that. She just explained that. Like, she just explained that while they were getting water at the watering hole on the way to the camp. She just explained how they destroy ecosystems. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no,
I'm just saying. To your point, it was not needed because it was repetitive.
She did explain how they affected that planet, but But
she's also said this is what they do. They do this to every planet. I'm just saying. My point is, and we already know this because Andor's planet was destroyed because they mined it to death. So I'm just saying. They're beating it to death. This is what the Empire does. I'm just saying, I understand what he needed to do, but we both agree that didn't work in this sense. So that's why I'm saying it even adds to the pile of corpses of why this did not work. You know what I'm saying?
No, I just felt like it was a misplaced story. But because I guess that was supposed to be some sort of weird apology for all.
He said that's the best you're gonna get to an apology.
Yeah, but it's but also that was no, that's just your backstory. That's just why you're here. That has nothing to do with what. That has nothing to do with you being mad because I hate it.
I know, Alex. So I guess why I'm saying because you didn't watch Clone Wars, but that's something that would happen in Clone Wars, and that's what I'm trying to explain. Is that's what I mean by it's a very it's not childish. It's just what you do in a kid's show to have an adult type of adults having an interaction that would not actually go down like that in actual real life. You know what I'm saying? But you have to write to your audience. There are little kids who are going to be watching this as well as not just, but you got adults who are going to be watching. So you have to make it compelling for them as well. It just didn't work. And I'm just saying, and that's when you notice that when. They have to put those types of things in one or two episodes every show. You know what I'm saying? We have to have those little heartfelt type moments every 1 or 2 times every show.
Right. Yeah.
Because we're watching a kid's show. You know what I'm saying? It's Disney Plus, man. It's for kids, man. It's Disney.
Yeah. Shout outs to that actor. He was the guy who played Steely. I want to say. I know that's not his name.
Steely.
Skern?
In what?
In this show that we're talking about, the actor who's just who did the thing.
I mean, I thought you were gonna say something else that he played in. No. He was in something else though recently.
Oh, really? Yeah. He doesn't look familiar. Actually,
you ain't seen everything, Alex.
You don't got all the ants to sway. But yeah, he's really. All these actors are kind of knocking it out of the park. I really I don't know if it's the way that.
What do you think about the black dude who's the Empire dude?
Oh, he's great. I was actually just gonna say that I really liked his his little moment on the bridge when he's trying to conceal how he feels about his dead lover, but we didn't really know about his dead lover at the time, so I
didn't need to either though.
Yeah, I mean, we're just getting everybody's backstory.
I don't think we needed it.
No. I mean, some characters you don't really need backstory, but then later people are going to be like, why didn't we know?
Okay, you know what? To be fair, if you're going to do that, I think they could have did that one swoop. That nigga was there for their little training exercise or whatever. He's like, hey, we got to do it all at one time. That campfire scene, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's old.
But that would have felt really lame to me if we just go one by one. Yeah, this is why he's here.
No, you do it quick. You just do it quick. You know what I'm saying? His mama took him. His mama was killed by the Empire. They took him as a slave. This one right here, he never even knew his parents. Stripped from his mama's womb by the Empire. So this one right here, his wife he got a demotion.
So you felt like it was too long, or just
because I was like, because when you don't do it that way, now I have to hear about it in really stupid, uncomfortable fucking spots in the TV show that make no fucking sense as to why they're doing it, except the fact that they're walking down. Now I think everybody's about to die because they're saying something stupid and that doesn't matter. Yeah, back in the day, man, let me tell you, when I get back home, I'm going back to my farm. Yeah, I come from a farm. Yeah, a tree farm. Yeah, a tree fall on his head. Nigga. I don't want to I'm just saying that's what normally happens in that's a trope in television and movies that happens, and I'm just saying to your point, answer your question, I'd rather have the whole campfire. That's what he came from this, she came from this, and it's done. Less than 2 minutes. We don't even have to come back to it. We never have to talk about it again. It's quick, painless. They do it in Game of Thrones all the time. It's just, I know I forget what they call it, exposition, whatever. But like,
I feel like, I mean, it's not. I don't feel like it's too, knocked over the head. But to each their own.
We just literally talked about how every single one of them were not good scenes. Every single one of them.
I did not say every single one of them were not good
scenes. You thought that one where she described you. I'm asking you. You thought that when she described the black dude's, the black Imperial dude's backstory, you thought that was a fitting place.
I said I like that. You said that you did.
I'm saying you think that was a great spot to put that in, and
I thought it was an interesting.
You said you liked the story. I'm not talking about the backstory.
Yeah, I like the story, and I also like that. I thought it was they got to talk about something. Like the girl is asking him all these questions.
Why not ask her about her? I mean, we haven't even heard about her yet. So I'm just saying that to me would have been a good time for her to tell him about herself.
He could have asked him about her, but yeah.
I'm just saying. It just felt like,
but
because I don't care about this Imperial dude's like. I just thought it was. I thought it was odd for him to care. You know what I'm saying? Because
maybe he's just like he's like, why should I? Everybody's asking me about my loyalty. We're trusting this Empire dude. Like, what the fuck is about his loyalty?
I feel like he was just making conversation like Jamie Lannister with when he was fucking chained up with what's her name?
Yeah,
Brienne.
Or Brienne.
Yeah, Brienne. When he's like just talking because they got nothing else to do.
And it's a long walk.
It's a long walk. Exactly. That's what I felt like that was. That's what I felt like that was, and I felt like I was gonna get some character, like not just some shit quick story about somebody's backstory we had seen this entire episode. Then we cut to him, which was great. He did great. I loved all his scenes. I loved everybody in the Empire's scenes. They did great. He did a great job giving the okey doke on them dudes. I like how he set up how the writers set up this whole heist story. Because now the next 2 episodes are a heist movie.
Yeah, it was really cool how he made it seem like they had the idea to get rid of everybody but the.
You know why, Alex? You know what that trigger. That's what you got to do with the white man. You got to let the white man. Hey, even when you in charge, you know what I'm saying. You got to let the white man think he came up with the idea.
Yeah, you guys didn't hear this, but as he was walking away, he actually said, "Cracker ass, cracker,
cracker ass, cracker."
Well, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. We're pretty much
a great spot to end.
We try to do this every once in a while, so go ahead and leave a like, subscribe so you can get updates on new videos. Check us out on Twitter, IG, TikTok, likewise, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the internet things at The Drunk Banthas. Until next time, stay safe, my little mercenaries, and may the Force be with you.
Like and subscribe, bro!